Coach, when we had talked last week after after the scrimmages up in Chicago, you had said you took a lot of notes, and it was going to be kind of a fun week of teaching and kind of going over some things, and you were excited to kind of get back out here and kind of put it to work tonight. What'd you think of the performance and kind of what you had went over this week and how that kind of all worked out for you?
I mean, I think overall it was pretty good. My challenge is we got to get some guys to play faster, offensively, defensively, tempo on the mound. As I keep saying, this is college baseball, man, and there's pace, and this game moves, and you got to have a little more juice, a little more energy, but that's our job as coaches. So obviously there's a lot of good things, but as a coach, you're always seeing the areas that you need to improve in and work on. But I thought, a lot of guys ran out on that mound. I thought they were aggressive in the zone. You got to see the jump, right, from freshman year to sophomore year. And you don't have to wait for your sophomore year to make the jump, but that's what you like to see in our program, in the developmental piece. And but like I keep reminding these guys, you're in this uniform, and if you're in this uniform, you got a chance to help us. But we just gotta get ready for the Pizza Bowl and try to make some improvements individually and as a team.
You mentioned the jump from freshman to sophomore year, especially on the mound. I'm just to highlight a couple guys, some dudes that maybe didn't get a lot of run last year. Vorster and England, man, they really threw the ball well tonight.
It was fastball command. It was pitching off the fastball. It was setting the tone, and that's pitching 101. Tague Davis is another one of those sophomore arms that, like I said, guys that maybe as freshmen were fighting it a little bit and just trying to find it. Man, they ran out there today with some conviction. Casey Murphy's another sophomore, and you just keep going on and on, man. These guys are getting better. That's what you like to see, guys getting better. But we challenge them, man. It's got to be their work ethic, their desire, their goals. They got to believe. We'll coach the heck out of them, but they got to make sure they're doing everything in their power. And most of these guys are, but you never have everybody going in the right direction.
And it's got to be fun and yet challenging and hard for these pitchers going against a lineup like this, all the time in practice. That'll get you better in a hurry.
No doubt. It's a lot of good hitters, as we've seen in several of the scrimmages, but pitchers should have the upper hand. He should be the one controlling the tempo and being aggressive and trusting his stuff, and we saw that today. Don't let the reputation of some of our hitters and knowing what they can do keep you from doing what you should be trying to do. And so back-to-back weekends, I thought we made a jump on the mound. Some guys did some good things. I thought Jake Bean really bounced back, after fighting a little bit last weekend. I love how he pitched out of a jam, second and third. He gets 2 strikeouts and minimizes. Wyatt looks really good, in his start. Again, a little bit of a jam, but that's what you keep telling these older pitchers is, the ability to pitch at a jam and not let the wheels fall off. So nice that they get a little fall break here, and then the Pizza Bowl starts Tuesday and best of 7. So these next 2 weeks are big for our program, individually for guys, but also as a team.
One last thing, as far as the offense goes, we talked a little bit last weekend about, and if anyone's paid any attention to what you had and what you were bringing back and then seen any this fall, it's a very offensive group. You got just up and down the lineup. There aren't many holes here, and there's dudes that can bang it all over the yard, doubles, homers. This has got to be a fun group to coach and make the lineup card out every day.
No doubt. It's the first 5 guys that have been in the program. They set the tone. The new guys in Slinker, Nugent, and Elam. You see what Jax Hisle's doing. We know Crane and Campbell and Mowry. And again, we talk about those pitchers making that jump in year 2. We got position players too that can make that jump in year 2. So got options, no doubt. We just got to keep coaching them up.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Coach. Tague, man, another fun night. And the bombs continue. You've had obviously everybody knows you can swing the bat right. And, you continue to do that tonight. And then you go out and shoved it on the mound as well. Just a jack of all trades. And you showed it all off tonight, it seemed like.
Yeah, it felt good tonight. Yeah, for sure. It was a perfect night. It was about 75 and sunny the whole day, so couldn't beat it, yeah.
Take me through what it's like to, kind of go through that first game of a doubleheader playing, you're playing first, you're hitting in the lineup, and then you get to the bench for the second game, but you're going to pitch and you're able to get out there and kind of get that adrenaline back going and stuff like that. How hard is that?
Honestly, with these guys, it's not too hard because, we're just used to this. I mean, it's just preparing us for the spring. Having, Coach Mack, he, nose on the grindstone. We're going to go out here, play 18 innings of good solid ball, and it's literally all towards the spring. Just get us right, our body's right. Mostly the mind's right, honestly. Because, he's not afraid to, play during rain, play during snow. I mean, it's just getting us right for the spring. So, yeah, I mean, it's not that difficult to get ready because, we have guys like this, for sure.
Tell me what it's like in terms of trying to make the jump from year 1 to year 2 on the mound. You looked a lot more comfortable out there today.
Oh, yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Honestly, not to just put too much pressure on myself. Just kind of think about, the high school days, going back to what worked then. And, because obviously I didn't get much opportunities, last year. And I didn't do too well last year on the mound. But, coming out here in the fall, it's like, just you just got to take a deep breath and just literally throw as hard as you can right down the middle, see what good happens from it. It's like just put a lot of things in perspective, and once you do that, it's stuff works out for you.
We've seen obviously the way you've been able to handle playing first base and the improvement you've made there, and again just showing the athleticism off covering first base tonight. I mean, is it hard to get yourself ready to play all these different positions and do all these different things?
I love it personally. I don't find it hard. The only thing hard about it is mentally because, you got to think about all the different situations, especially pitcher. To get that chopper ground ball, you got to go to it first. Like, sometimes that stuff just slips your mind. But, when you get used to it, you do, that repetition every single day. In practice, we'll take plays at first, Shanley and I, and then, we'll get our pitcher rep also. So it's just that, make sure practice is the game. And when the game comes around, you've already done it a million times.
Last thing, as far as, what it's been like so far this year in terms of the camaraderie of the group,
Yep.
Like, what is this so far compared like to what last year's group was? There was a lot of talk last year about the camaraderie and how that kind of carried you guys. What are you doing to kind of maybe not necessarily replicate that, but know what worked and kind of try to bring some of that to this year's squad?
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's the thing that we like this year is because we're not trying to make it like last year because last year, we had our own thing. This year, obviously, we want to bring the qualities out in that and put it into this year, but we want to be our own team. We really lived last year thinking, it was, a great season. We had so much fun, and we want to continue that. Just borrowing traits, borrowing qualities, making sure the young guys are hanging out with the older guys with the young guys. It's the camaraderie just develops here. We do it right here at Louisville, and it's just a lot of fun. Yeah.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you. Jax, man, these first couple, scrimmages that you guys have got to really go against some other teams. I mean, you've shown out a little bit, and you've shown throughout the fall you're able to play a whole bunch of different positions and things like that. And how fun is it to be able to be a part of this group in that way where you're able to just kind of, maybe you're a jack of all trades. Maybe you're a little bit of a utility guy. You can play some outfield, play some infield, and obviously the bat plays.
Yeah, I mean, it's super fun. We got a bunch of dudes that can play everywhere. So just getting in wherever I can to help us win games, that's the best part. And, every day at practice, coaches help us get prepared, infield, outfield, wherever it is, just doing whatever I can to help us win games.
So I'd seen you most of the fall, kind of leading up to last weekend, played a lot of infield and popped out, played some outfield last weekend, back in the infield again today. What is that like during the week in practice in terms of like getting yourself prepared to kind of be able to, play at any of those spots?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like most of the work I do is in the infield. So it's easier for me a little bit to pop out in the outfield, just being athletic, trying to be as athletic as I can in the infield, and then just going out there in the outfield, running and making plays. That's what I try to do.
As far as some of the at-bats go, I mean, you had some loud ones today for sure. And I'm not sure if the one landed yet or not, but I mean, have you always been a power hitter like that? And kind of, I'm going to guess you're not going up there thinking that, but it just kind of happens?
Yeah, I mean, snides and Braves help us a lot with approach, and just going up there trying to hit the ball hard. We work a lot on right back at the pitcher approach, so just trying to do that every time I'm up there. Not really trying to hit for power, but it just happens.
What has the adjustment been like in terms of coming from JUCO to this level of baseball? Obviously, coming from the JUCO you came from, you've seen some really good pitching. It's not going to be brand new to you, but in terms of maybe the depth of good arms, what has that been like?
Yeah, it's definitely different. The level of play is higher for sure, but I mean, Coach Mack, all the other coaches, they help us out so much. So I've learned a ton for the month and a half that I've been here. So they've helped me out a lot and just become a better player from that. So yeah.
And as far as maybe the camaraderie of the group and what it's like just, not even necessarily in the dugout, but off the field and stuff, what has that been like so far in your, like you said, month and a half maybe that you've been here like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It's the second you step on campus, you feel like you're a part of something that's bigger than yourself. And we got a bunch of dudes that can play and they love to play the game. So it makes it easier to be around each other. And we're always pushing each other every day, competing with each other every day at practice. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Finally, what might some maybe personal goals and even like team goals that you kind of have in your sights for this upcoming season?
Yeah, my biggest personal goal is just help the team win as much as I can, whether that's infield, outfield, wherever it is. And then overall, we just want to get back to Omaha. That's the main goal. Our motto is championship reps, so we do that every day in the field, weight room, wherever that is. So just doing everything we can to get better every day.
Awesome. Thank you.